Included in the Blokees Galaxy version Transformers 1 wave, we had characters who had no appearance on the toy shelves in any way, shape, or form, Ironhide and Hound. Whereas Wheeljack had a one-step changer, you could also make the argument that this is his only proper action figure with posability. That makes these great options for fans of the characters, though their selection is a touch odd. Keep in mind, there were only 5 cogless designs in this entire wave. We never got cogless D16 or cogless Elita 1. That just leaves these 3 backgrounders. And Ironhide is a great pull. He is one of the more prominent miners. He had a great scene with Darkwing. He works. Wheeljack's a little bit more suspect. He only had one dedicated shot in the entire movie, and that's when he hits the Energon vein. Hound was never in the foreground. He is only a background character. If we just wanted extra cogless characters, why not go with RC as well as Jazz? After all, Jazz is who really kicks off the plot. It's Optimus saving Jazz that gets Elita busted down to waste management. And past that, Jazz was name-dropped twice. As for RC, she was given multiple scenes in the foreground. She was one of the most recognizable miners in the entire film. Especially Hound is incredibly suspect here. Even still, these 3 do prove to be unique figures for all of these characters, and they're quite fun if very simple Blokees model kits. If you thought the original Galaxy version Ironhide was a simple build, the Blokees outdid themselves by making this guy even more simplistic. Ironhide's design is good throughout. The very dull red and the shoulder designs bring to mind the War for Cybertron Ironhide, which I quite like. His articulation is completely basic. There's nothing here that you wouldn't find on other Blokees kits. There is no impairment of any type, which is great. However, this is shared entirely with Wheeljack and Hound. They all have the same exact range, same exact articulation, more or less same exact build. Wheeljack carries a great deal of his sunbow design, including a very soft head. This is a very nice cheapified version of the head. I quite like it. It looks like a young Wheeljack before too many of his experiments blew up in his face. Hound is also very solid. However, I find that this shade of green is somewhat unappealing. It's just a touch too dull. Makes me really wish that we got RC, if I'm going to be completely honest. Now, to be clear, simple doesn't mean bad. But even the accessory loadouts here are incredibly basic. 2 gun holding hands, 2 splayed open hands, a shared gun mold, and the display stand. Ironhide is a good pick. As for the other 2, that should have been Elita 1 and D16. And if not those 2, RC and Jazz. I'm not going to say that they're wasted slots. They're not. I'm hoping that there's going to be a wave 2 of Transformers 1 Blokees where we'll get some of those other designs. But as it stands now, there's not much reason for them to be here.